Hey guys, Mike here. So, well, what another big day in the market. The S&P hitting numbers that hadn't hit before, the Qs, and so we're going to go into those charts. But more importantly, we'll get into the individual charts first and seeing stuff that I can't remember the last time we seen this. And so I'll show it to you, and you can let me know when the last time you've seen it is. Let me also know if the lighting's better. I know somebody said in the comments, a couple people, hey man, your face is getting dark, and it had to do with the sun in the back. So I went out and got another light, and we'll see if this helps out or not. Not that you need to see this ugly mug right here, but still, I know what it's like watching a very bad quality video. So, but we're going to get into Tesla and NVIDIA here because I like to have fun with this when it happens. And as you know, I was talking about this, and I'll talk about it in the video. It's one of those things where, you know, I'm trying to talk to my son about the stock market and plant seeds because he's still super young for it and everything. And I'm even writing like 2 books on it, for God's sakes. But and figuring out I'm not much of an author, but still working on it. And when you're trying to explain some of the stuff you're seeing in the market, it's really hard to put it on paper and into words to make people understand because some of it's just so ludicrous in a way, or just not norm, I guess, or is becoming norm. It's just kind of a weird norm. So it's fun doing that. So anyway, let me get into this with you here and let you see, like, we'll talk about stocks that are breaking out, stocks that are posed to break out, and then of course this right here. So Cheddarplo put this out for the 3 p.m. It says this is not normal. Not 1, not 2, but 3 Mag 7 stocks have over 100 million worth of bullish premium today. We don't remember the last time something like this happened to 3 Mag 7 names in a single day. And you can see it right here. I mean, Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, just unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. And I can't remember the last time I've seen it. So let me know in the bottom comments, when's the last time you've seen it? I always remember what Jim Carson said, right? The options market is not, you know, the tail wagging the dog. It is the dog. Okay, everybody say, well, you know, the options market not that big a deal, blah, blah, blah. But we have proven that theory completely wrong. Okay, it is just taken over the market at this point in time. And there's a reason for that. And I'm going to talk about a lot in Saturday's video about something about this, what has to do with retail and things. So make sure you pay close attention to that. Some of you will definitely disagree with me, and that's okay. But I have proof to back up what I'm going to say. Now, this one right here is what I'm talking about. And I say, I don't even know how to tell my kids about something like this. But I said before the market opened, I was like, the biggest question today is, will this picture of President Trump and Elon Musk shaking hands pump Tesla 5% today? I wish I was joking, but that's the market we're in right now. And you can see, you know, boom, handshaking works so far. Got about 15 million in premium. Tesla's starting to go up. A few minutes later, now we're up to 25 million. Handshake still working. Let's shake that handshake faster. And then, of course, not very long after that, Tesla is hitting this 4-hour imbalance, which we had talked about. We had on there for about 3 weeks now. Now we're sitting at 40 million in call premium. A few minutes after that, deep into this imbalance. Now we're up to almost 70 million in call premium. And I said, new lesson to teach my son today. Handshakes with the right people make a stock go up, LOL. Almost at 5% right here. I don't think it reached 5%. I'll tell you why in just a second. And of course, I had to show the Macho Man and Hulk shaking hands after that as a laugh. And of course, Tesla shareholders, and of course, are very happy with that handshake. And then, of course, we finally reach over 100 million around 10:30. And so I said this too early, but I said Tesla's the only thing that matters right now. Calls continue to roll in. That's before I knew this was going to get announced. Do you have the announcement from Nvidia with OpenAI, and all of a sudden it shifts? And of course, let me read this real quick. OpenAI and NVIDIA announced strategic partnership to deploy 10 gigawatts of NVIDIA systems. More importantly, when you look at the details here, it's going to be a $100 billion investment in OpenAI. So that was really the bigger news, and you can feel free to pause this and read everything they're talking about here. But when you go back and you just see, once again, they tag out, right? Boom, 82 million very quickly flowing into NVIDIA, pushing the stock up like 4 to 5% right there. So they completely tag out on each other. When you look at what happened to Tesla, see you later. You know, sorry, you had your moment. Now it's my moment. Remember, these move inversely for whatever reason. At some point in time, they will move together like they did in the past. But, you know, since 2023, 2024, that just has not happened. And of course, this level right here is very interesting. It keeps coming up with that 183, 84 area and getting rejected. You see the big 4-hour candle there. So if this does come back down, just watch that 178, 179.50 area. Again, is this a triple top? I don't think so. I'd be stunned, but I'd be happy because obviously if it wants to come back down, I mean, seriously, who doesn't want to pick NVIDIA up down in the 140s. I mean, am I the only one? Sure, but again, if it breaks above this, which I think is what everybody expects, if it holds this area here, then of course it's going to go higher. And I will say this, the funny thing is that, yeah, so the triple top. Remember over here, though, I'm trying to find it where it literally double topped out. No, that wasn't it right there. It was over here where it was coming up and it had this double top, and then we sold down, right? So, just watch out for something crazy like that. It wouldn't surprise me. Right now, though, the AI trade is just in full go at this point in time. And one thing you want to watch out when it comes to Nvidia is they have their hands, as I was telling members, in a lot of pies, baby. A lot of cookie jars. Why? Because they're sitting here with crazy amounts of cash now. I mean, they're just raking in the dough. This number will continue to go up. I mean, it was $4.3 billion in 2020, 5 years up to $72 billion. And so when you're buying Nvidia, you are getting exposure to a lot of different things. And you look at the list. We know about Intel recently right here. We know about ARM Holdings. They tried to buy them out, but now they have accounted for 4% of its investment assets. Coreweave we know about, with 91% of its portfolio allocated to the AI cloud computing provider right there. Sound AI we know about as well. They got their hands in that one. And you just keep scrolling down. You think, well, that's got to be it, right? It's like, no, they're not doing what Apple's doing, which is nothing, right? I mean, Recursion Pharmaceutical, you ever heard of them? They got a stake in that as well. NanoX Imaging. Again, I don't know if they've closed out some of these. They still have all of these going on right now. Serve Robotics, Applied Digital, Nebius Group. They got those. You got AI startups and venture investments also their ends. You can see right here. Feel free to read all these. OpenAI, XAI. NVIDIA participates in a $6 billion funding round for Elon Musk AI coming in 2024. Again, I don't know how much of that stuff they still hold. But this is what they've been doing. Scale AI, Figure AI, just put AI in it, and they're pretty much doing it. Mistral AI, Perplexity, Together AI, Cohere, Inflection. Then they got UK AI ecosystem, around $2.7 billion to support the growth in AI businesses in that region. So yes, they're in a lot of different stuff, okay, because they have a lot of money. Now, when you look at some other semiconductor stocks here, again, we're seeing if Marvel's going to play catch up here. It held this trend line after retesting it up there around that golden pocket area, so not surprised it's stalling out. Remember, this is nothing but basically a catch-up play at this point in time. It has held the 0.5 fib so far. You got a couple of days. But again, this is more just a catch-up type of, for me, it's just a trade right now. But again, we'll see how it goes. And I mean, we've seen them do it with MU. We've seen them do it with almost every single semiconductor stock I can think of. And if you can just get to the 200, that's 80.51 right there. That'll be a nice trade. But again, when you pull out and you think, wow, man, if this thing can actually report decent earnings, it's so far down the list with everything else going bananas. Wow, that would be a nice little catch-up trade. And again, above this level, we've seen how it can go pretty fast. AMD holding the double bottom so far. I was hoping it was going to come down to that little area around that 146.20-ish area, but it did not so far. Again, this right here, 159.85 is like Fort Knox right now. It's a wall, okay? And you can see clearly if it can get above that, it can get to 168.75. We do have MU reporting, so we'll see, because that's been on a big run up. And so right now, when they do report earnings, usually what's happening is that one stock will move. The rest of them don't really move too much. To be honest with you, they're kind of moving separately in a lot of these earnings calls. Oracle, obviously with the W pattern at the big move up. Big candle right there, as you can see. I'll tell you about that right there in just a second. We're kind of waiting on it. It's much a smaller movement than I thought it would be. But what happened was they actually did get the blessing, I guess. I haven't seen this official because China still has not signed off on this. But supposedly, as I told members here in the morning news brief, Oracle would recreate and provide security for a new version of TikTok's algorithm under a deal taking shape to sell the popular Chinese-owned app to a consortium of American investors. Also, I heard even Dell's involved in this. So again, maybe if they actually do finalize the deal and sign it, you'll see a bigger pop. But that's what I've seen so far. Let me know if you've seen any of the names involved in that. Coreweave, we talked about breaking out of this channel. It came down, retest the 50 fib, retest the all-time anchor VWAP. And so we're still looking for this box right here. Will it push up here, that 139, 147 area? That is what we are looking at right now. So far looking good, though. That one actually had a double bottom too and reached its target. But we'll see if this is going to continue to push. ASTS, we talked about this one. Breaking out of this trend line right here. Got a nice little pop, 8% today. 1, 2, 3, which is a fail breakout. 4, 5 rejections on that. Got the pop. This has been a laggard as well. Obviously, Rocket Lab and all the rest of them been going crazy. This has been in a downtrend. So it did hit the 50 fib on the retracement back up. So don't be surprised if you see some come down tomorrow. Maybe we get a bounce from there. If we come down like this and then head on back up. And I'm looking for the golden pocket in the 0.79 fibs. So somewhere anywhere from 53 to like 57 right there. And we'll see if it wants to go any higher than that. BMNR, I told you about these stocks, man. Obviously, big red candle today, fell out of the megaphone pattern, which is a small one, but it fell out. And why? Because they do these freaking announcements. What's weird about this one is, with this share offering, it was offered at like 70 bucks a share, which is actually higher than where we're at now, which I found to be interesting. And so, you know, I think a lot of people thought this is going to go right up off and they say, oh, look, these share offerings, it's higher than what we were offering and everything. So they're paying a lot of money, but no. And when it comes to these stocks, remember, it's like Mr. We went through this for years with Mr. Okay, they'll be running and then they'll go, gotta do some offerings. I just wasn't sure because of that big investment they made. Supposedly, I don't know if they sold those shares in that other company when it went up thousands of percent. It was hundreds of millions of dollars. They were up in the investment. They were going to do that and try not to sit there and do this to the shareholders. But it seems they're going to be going the Mr. route because they have to continue to buy ETH, even though I showed you yesterday, not even following ETH. Now, again, all cryptos are red today. That didn't help it either. But the share offering also doesn't help. So we'll see what you're looking for in this one, though. If you can try to hold like this area here, I do love how it literally hits the 0.79 fib twice, multiple times, and finally you get this announcement. It's always amazing how that works. That's usually when you get a pullback. We'll see if it holds anywhere from 51 to 53.50 and see if buyers step in on that. Again, I'll put a box though, you can see it right there because that'll hold the anchor VWAP. It'll be the 0.5 fib, usually around 51.50, I actually say, to 54. So we'll see if buyers are going to step in right there. And when you look over at SPY, again, I had this trend line right here, which goes back to 2008, so 2018, excuse me. It goes back to 2018, so it's a 7-year trend line, and my trend line is above. Let me know on your chart if you have one of these, if it's above or not. Almost hit 6,700. That's where all the gamma was. Missed it by $1.72, as you can see. But the trend is what? It is up, baby. It is up, and it's still, it just continue to push and push and push this thing up. You go over the Qs, first time in history, it closed above 600. I mean, you go out and look at that chart. Wow. Amazing. It's just amazing. Imagine you bought the Q in 2008 and just held it. Holy moly. And so there it is. Again, see if you can defend 583.32 if we do come back down and show any form of weakness. But right now, you know, if I put a channel on this, it's just a beautiful channel up. That's what this is, guys. So again, the trend is your friend until it's not. So far, seasonality in both of these, August, September, not playing out, doing anything right now. We'll see if that ever happens. It's going to, and again, the gamma is going to tell us, the flow is going to tell us what's going to happen. But again, it's almost at the top of that channel. Maybe you get rejection off, maybe you don't. Okay. When it comes to the earnings, AutoZone tomorrow, Micron in the afternoon, data, Flash Manufacturing PMI at 9:45, also Flash Services PMI, Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index, and that is it. So let me know how you made out today. And please, please hit that like and subscribe button. Think about sharing the video. Really helps the channel out. If you get anything out of this, that is. Think about signing for the membership. I know a lot of you have. Really appreciate that. So everything you get with it, $7.99 a month. Or you can just pay up front for the full year. Just hit the first link down in the bottom of the description. And I'll see you guys for another fun one tomorrow.